welcome to today's tutorial. In today's video we're going to be looking at creating 3D sunglasses inside of After Effects without any third-party plugins whatsoever. So you saw in the short that I made these aviators and with some simple VFX made them crash into the table right here. There could have been so many more things that I could have done with this shot, but for the sake of speed I showed you a simple shot. So I've also made these little Ray-Bans here. Sat on a little wooden surface with the bokeh blare in the background, and we've got a little logo on the side here, and you can see the lenses are completely translucent and whatnot, so that's all good stuff and whatnot. So let's start off with a new project, and the first thing you're going to need to get are a couple of images of the glasses you want. You want the front on view and you want the side view or the arm, up to you. So I'm going to take my arm and front and I'm going to drag them into my project here. First thing after that is I'm going to get my front PNG and drag it into a new composition, so I've got just the glasses on their own. Let's go into the composition settings. I'm going to make it 1280 by 720. Boom. So now that we've got our glasses in a 1280 by 720 composition, I'm going to scale them up a little bit. There we go. Right, so in theory I could even use these glasses here, but not everyone's going to be lucky enough to find a transparent PNG of the glasses they want. So let's create a new solid and we're going to mask around these glasses. Let's just make it grey for now, just so I can see the difference between the two. So put my grey layer underneath my front, and let's get the pen tool and let's start masking away. Okie dokie, once you've got your outer frame, make sure to mask out the inside lenses as well. So I'm going to do this with you here. So I'm just going to select right round my lens, trying to stay as curved as possible. No straight lines allowed in this project. And let's finish that there, drag that to about there. And since this is a lens, we're not going to have this as part of our frame, we're going to actually cut it away. So if you just press M on our layer and on mask 2, set that to subtract. Now you've got a couple of choices here of what you could do. You could do the same thing with this lens here, or you can cut the entire picture down the middle and mirror it so we get two symmetrical sides, and I'm going to do that instead. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my tile action safe so I know roughly where the center of the entire project is. I'm going to highlight my grey solid, take my square select tool and just drag over this section here, and I'm going to set that to intersect. So all that's done is selected just this half of our glasses. Next I'm going to duplicate that layer and then right click, transform, flip horizontal. If you've got a little line in the middle here, there's nothing stopping you from being able to just drag over that line, that mask, and there we go. We've got our fully symmetrical sunglasses here. Now what you can do is up to you if you want to make an adjustment layer and fill it in, which is how I do it for ease of use. I'm going to make them not completely black, but very, very dark grey. So there is the front of my sunglasses. As I said, I could have just simply used the PNG image that I'd taken off the Google, but not everyone's got that luxury. Right, so now that we've done that, we're going to do the arm. So let's take our arm PNG, drag it into a new composition, Command K or Control K to get the composition settings, 1280 by 720, and let's scale it up. So what I'm going to do here is grab the adjustment layer from the last one and paste that into here, just so I get the exact same colour, but I'm going to turn it off for now. So let's make ourselves a new grey solid, plonk it below the arm, and we've been here before. Time to start masking. Excellent. Now that you've done the masking, we'll turn off the arm layer and we'll find our arm right there. Excellent. So turn on the adjustment layer and this is what we've got. So if we were to piece these two together as they are, we'd have a very flat coloured pair of sunglasses. So we're just going to bevel them very quickly. Now the way I do this is a bit of a complicated one, but it allows you to fully control the lighting of your sunglasses in the main composition. So we're going to create our main composition now. So new composition, main comp, or if you want, just glasses. And hit OK. Inside this main composition, I'm going to select new, null, and I'm going to call this light control. So on here, let's throw on, if we search control, we need to throw on an angle control for the light direction and a color control. So let's drag them on there. And let's call this light direction. Let's call this light color, like that. British spelling, say nothing about it. So now that we've got that, let's go back into our arm and create a new adjustment layer. Pop. And we're going to drag on bevel alpha, just like this. And we can shape it to however we want. However, this isn't going to do anything. All we need to concentrate on is the edge thickness for now. This will tell us how rounded our arm is going to be. So I'm going to have it about there. As for the light angle, we're going to do a little trick. So drag your main composition window here, just to the side, because we need to be able to access our parameters here. Now, if we highlight the adjustment layer here and click E, pull down our bevel alpha, we're going to alt-click the stopwatch for our light angle and use this curly pick whip tool, drag it over light direction angle, and that'll pair them two together. The same thing with the light color. Let's drag that down and do it with our light color. So what's good about this is if I lock my composition viewfinder in place and go into our glasses, when I turn the light angle, bear in mind we're using a completely different composition here. When I turn the light angle, I can actually change what's going on in the other composition. So I'm also going to drag on another control here. And I'm going to call this, get the slider control. And I'm going to pair the light amount to this. So let's call this light amount. Pull that down. And where it says light intensity, alt click the stopwatch, pick whip to slider. And this is just going to decide how intense our light is. Now the intensity on here works up to 1. So the best way for me to do this really is if I alt click the light's intensity again, drag it over. Let's close that window there and go back into here. We need to click the expression underneath the light intensity, and right at the end add /100. Excellent. So that would mean that the changes we make in our glass composition will be divided by 100. So if I pull the light amount up, although it says 86 on here, it's more like 0.86 on the normal composition, the arm composition, sorry. So either way, we can still control our lighting there. Now we're going to do the exact same for the front of our glasses. So let's close our arm one. So on our front, we're going to create a new adjustment layer. Drag on bevel alpha again. Now for the sake of this video, I'm not naming my layers, but you could easily call this bevel and whatnot. So let's set our edge thickness, something like that. The light angle is going to be paired same way as before, so alt click the stopwatch of light angle and then drag the pick whip to our light direction. Light color, same thing there, to our light color. Light intensity, same thing as before. Pick whip it to the light amount. Close our glasses comp, and then at the bottom of our expression here, divided by 100. And there we go. So that's the complicated bit out the way. So I've opened up our front, our arm, and our glasses compositions. So the glasses is going to be the main one, but we don't have to worry about that one just yet. So we're going to create the 3D, the three-dimensional aspect of our glasses. So first things first, I'm going to create two new compositions. One's going to be called glasses arms, and the other one is going to be called glasses frame. So let's just drag all of our resources into a new folder. I'm just going to call it resources to tidy everything up, because these are the two main ones that we need. So open up our resources. In our glasses arms, let's pull in our arm and make sure it's right at the beginning. I'm going to set it to a three-dimensional layer with this little switch here. If you don't see the switch, make sure to click toggle switches and modes at the bottom if yours looks more like this. So let's hit that. Open up the position by pressing P. I'm going to duplicate this 9 times, so we've got a total of 10 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to highlight all, press P. Excellent. Highlight all is just Command A or Control A. Now what we're going to do is we're going to offset the Z position by 1 pixel for every layer. So the first one's going to be 0, next one's going to be 1, next one's 2, all the way down until we get to 9. And there we go. The reason for this is if I throw on a quick camera and start orbiting around, you'll see our leg is actually partially three-dimensional, sorry. So there we go. Now, if that's thick enough for you, then great, stop with this step here, but it's not for me, so I'm going to take the final arm there, duplicate it another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 for good luck. So we've got 15. Open up again, and I'm going to do a few more. 11, 12, 13. Should end with 14. That's just a little bit thicker. Just what I like. Right there. Okay, now we've done that with the arms. Let's do the same thing for our glasses. So if we go into our glasses frame, let's drag on front, and same thing again, but these are going to be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That should leave us with 20. Now, if you're not too fussed about the quality and the interlacing between these layers, if you can see gaps in between and you're happy with that, you can actually, instead of doing 1 pixel, do 2 pixels. The good thing about that is you'll use less layers, so it will render quicker. However, you don't get the quality of the full thickness, and I'll show you what I mean now. So I'm going to highlight 2 to 6 and just turn them off for you. So if we do 0 to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and throw on a camera, start orbiting. Whoops. Wrong one. If I start orbiting around here, you can see there's a little bit of a thickness to it. But it's very thin, but the lines are completely seamless for now. However, if I was to do 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, you do get a thicker frame, just like that. But you can see little gaps in between. So this is up to you whether or not you want a lower resolution but thicker frame for faster rendering or not. I'm going to stick with the normal that I've been doing, which is just 1 pixel for now. So let's get back to that. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 4, 5, 6. All the way up to 20. And there we have it. We've got our 20 layers. So if I create a new camera and start orbiting around, you can see I've got a nice thick frame. Excellent. So now that we've got the frame and the glasses arms, Now would be a good time to do any decorations you want. So, for instance, if you want to put a little label on here, you can just simply slip it on with a text tool and whatnot. But I'm just going to piece my glasses together now. So I've got the frame, I've got the arms. Time to put them into the main glasses composition. So let's get our glasses and drag in our arms and frame. So first thing you'll notice is they're a little bit off center because they've both got different cameras in. So let's create our own camera in here. Okay, and then set both the glasses, arms and frame to 3D, and we're going to collapse them with these two buttons here, which will make them fully controllable 3D objects using just one layer, like so. So what I'm going to do first is set the hinges of the arms. So we all know that the arms of glasses don't rotate around the center here, they rotate around this section here. So if we press Y to get our panning tool and drag the anchor point just about here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to position them to, whoops-a-daisy, I'm going to position the arms, not the frame, to fit the glasses. So let's just move these up here and pull it up. If you notice it's a little bit big, that's fine. I'm more than happy to scale it down a bit and keep moving. I'm going to turn my active camera to the left just so I can see they're all perfectly in line, which they are. And now let's just rotate it on the y-axis to 90. If I orbit round, you can see we've got our glasses legs. Now what I like to do is just make sure they're definitely lined up here. So there we go. And then the same thing for the other side. So I'm going to set this to quarter because it's getting a little bit slow now. But if I duplicate the arms, set my view to front, I'm just going to pull the glasses arms over here. Right, let's set that quality to full and move in a bit. I think that's about right. There we go. So if I turn on active camera again, we've essentially got our 3D glasses. Now they don't have lenses. This one's a very easy thing to do. If we go back into our frames, actually we'll go into our fronts. If we go into our fronts, we can create the lenses with a simple
Welcome to VoiceOver. VoiceOver speaks descriptions of items on the screen and can be used to control the computer using only your keyboard. If you already know how to use VoiceOver, press the V key now.
Don't even know what I did then. Right, so we're going to make the lenses. Sorry about that. If we get Command Y and create a new solid, choose the color of your lenses. Mine's just going to be a simple dark gray. Hit OK. And we want to keep them above the bevel because we don't want these to bevel. No, we don't. We want to put them right underneath. Okay. Okay, so let's go into our front frames composition and we're going to right click new solid. I'm going to make mine dark grey. I'm going to call this lens. I'm going to pull it right at the bottom of everything. So about there. Let's just turn the opacity off for now so we can get the masking done. And we're going to mask out right around the frame without cutting into the space. So let's just go right round like that. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to flip it horizontally. And it should line up perfectly with the other side here. Excellent. Now highlight them both and turn the opacity to about 10%. We don't want it to be too dark because when you get the frames together, they combine and make it really dark anyway. So there we go. Go into our glasses for the last time, and we'll find our sunglasses are there. So once you've got your 3D glasses, just take the arms, parent them to your frame. Whoops daisy. And now use your frame as the controller. So what you could also do, if you really wanted, is you could parent your frame to your light control. So make your light control 3D and parent your frame to the light control. And that means you can shy these layers with this key here, and that will hide them, and all you've got is this one layer right here. So now I can control my glasses with just one layer. Not only that, if I go into the effects controls, I've got the lighting parameters here. So I can do whatever I want. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any suggestions for any other tutorials, leave them in the comment section below. If you've used this in a project of your own and want to show it off, leave it in the comment section below as well, and we'll have a look at it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.